Look at my shirt. Look at that. Look pretty good. It's nice. Although I do have short arms. Actually, there's one thing you can do with the video is if I lean my chair back and I do this, it becomes like an optical illusion. And it looks like I have small hands. Oh, help! I have small hands. All my hands are so small. If you look at my head, it kind of looks like baby hands. Oh. But if I come forward, it loses it because they get bigger. Anyways, I did high school today. Now, high school has its own problems that I totally forgot about. Most of my student teaching was in high school stuff. I've been doing small kid stuff. Forgot how to teach high school. It's okay. Definitely more complex. Definitely, there are more social situations that can occur. One of them being, if you're going to write me up, fine, write me up. Okay. So asking one of them to, you know, focus on another thing besides just looking at the clock. She wasn't even listening to music. Like I would have understood if she was at least listening to music. What's happening to my guinea pigs? Anyways, but she wasn't, and she was just, you know, write me up. Like she was asking for it. A little weird, but I found some success in just being like, I'm getting some negativity from you. Why is that happening? You good? Do you just not want to work on stuff? And just anything, she would just be like, "Oh, why are you telling me what to do? Is that what does that even mean? What?" And she goes, "What do you mean? What does it mean?" All right, writing you up would be probably a waste of my time. Probably wouldn't do anything. I don't want to send you to the office because it's you have the rest of the school and you're not really you look like you're in a bad mood. So I'm calling it. Just chill out. And she goes, oh. I'm like, okay. And her friend was like, I'm sorry, she's like that. I'm like, she's always like that? She goes, no, but it's. I was like, okay, that makes sense. And plus, she was fine, not talking to anybody. There was other people that were talking. That was algebra. Did I say it was math? Yeah, it's okay. Um, they got to make their own board games. Period 1, period 7. Definitely, seniors got to do that. So first class was a lot more contained seniors, but I think the last period had more arrogant seniors, top dogs of all top. They're about to leave school, about to do their own thing, earn money, buy things, pay taxes, get their own places, live with other people, maybe even go to college, all that stuff. They do not care what's happening in whatever this class. They just want easy cruising until they get out of here. That is what they want. And it's February too. So it's not even beginning of senior year. It's they're getting there. They're about to leave. It's pretty soon. But I kind of played along with that. How do you get them to learn when they know I'm not going to use this? And they might not. They really might not. The board game was a really good idea. It gets them creating, it gets them understanding probabilities, understanding their own game. What makes it unfair? What makes it fair? Who starts first? Numbers, winnings, points, all that stuff. It's great. Awesome. There were some kids that had the most. It was basically cornhole, but with a penny and a board. He actually did like woodwork, a slanted board with two stilts, and for the coin to stay on it, he put nails on it, and then you can throw the coin. The coin would like land on it or make it in the hole for 5 points. There are also Monopoly kind of things, but Minecraft, and then they made the board, made the cards, and life kind of games as well. No one made a resource management game. Kind of wish someone did that, but I think they only had maybe 2 days to do it, maybe three. I think they'll get more. after this, but they kind of have it set, so no one really did a resource game. One of them did a dice throne kind of thing. They didn't know what dice throne was, but basically you have your heroes and you throw dice, and combination of dices of your six dice makes different kind of moves for that character. And you start with health. You have um, points that you spend on cards that you have. And you get points and cards every round, and then you attack people with your hero. I think the newest dice throne is Marvel. Marvel's pretty cool. You got Spider-Man, Marvel, Captain Marvel, Thor, Doctor Strange, Black Panther. I think I already said Black Panther. So they got some cool stuff there, and I got a good idea. Good idea for maybe someday. I'm just like, let's make a board game. Let's see. Anything else? They also, just because they're older, does not mean they can take care of themselves. For example, had a kid. They were they were kind of ADHD, and they understood that. Definitely old enough to understand that. But just because he's not following it that day doesn't mean you can be like, "Hey, John, sit back down. You know how this works. You're a senior, or you're in high school now. You know how this works." And he's like, "I kind of don't like that." But also, teaching gets tiring, and teachers lose their patience. Definitely a balance between a teacher's mentalness or a mental rigidness, mental goodness, and also a student's mental goodness. I don't know what else word to say, whatever words to use. Basically, they're both going to get tired. They're both going to lose patience. They're both not going to want to work with each other all the time. Um, but kind of taking a step back, if you see a high schooler maybe just not paying attention or just working on other things or kind of just disrespecting you, it's probably not because of you. Other kids, when they're younger, see an adult can solve all their problems. But as they get older, they kind of start understanding that it's, especially in high school, they kind of just solo it up, solo wolf, and if anyone touches me, I'm going to go bark, arr, arr. So it's difficult. I feel like I kind of know what I'm talking about because I did my student teaching with high schoolers, and they understand they need to be at school. One, it's for a job, and they like jobs now. Two, job gets them money, so they need to complete school. Three, gas or for their new car, they need gas. Gas costs money. They need a job. They need to complete high school. Four, it's where all their friends are, and they really want friends. Social aspect becomes even more important in high school. So social aspect, they get angsty, and it's probably not your fault, but it hurts a little more. But you kind of have to take it sometimes. Um, and don't be afraid to be hard on them. Just like the other ones, they like to be, pushed. Saying, "Don't talk while I talk." That's it. Continuing on. They may be kind of weirded on that because I don't think many high schoolers really push on that. High school teachers, but I did, and had a kid. Apparently, this was a trouble class. Had the class good. We were controlled that day for at least. It could be different the next one. I understand that, but I caught them. We learned. I'm gonna keep catching them and you know stuffing them with good knowledge for them to go do their McDonald's or their college. It's kind of just the goal. It's the goal. Just get them, not the bare minimum. Get them motivated. Get them to move on. Get them to apply for, not apply. Get them to be model citizens out there to support the community, support this, do what they want to do. If there's grunt work, there's grunt work. There's always going to be grunt work. But whoever, for example, a substitute had to take like 8 classes, not classes, but online courses to get my license to be hired. And you know what? I was hired. I did the work. Now I'm here. This isn't grunt work. This feels great. I'm actually speaking to students. And they understood that. They understood that this grunt work is one, valuable, and two, necessary. And maybe even a weed out tool. You know, people that can control themselves respectfully in an environment, behave, understand social cues. Like you're not going to pull out a switch during, or your phone or anything like that during either presentations or recorded courses. Now we have those now. You're not gonna pull those out. Those people are gonna be hireable. Those people will be hired for the job that they want to do. You know, and they understand that. They understand those life skills, and they kind of respect you more for actually helping them past what the content and material is about. The content material is important because it's good to get good grades, shows you are more valuable and that you are um, worth to be invested in. And it sounds weird, but that's truly how it all works. Um, and you can do other things with that, be more social, be more outgoing, contribute more. But baseline grades, behavior, and ethic. And then in yourself, of course, motivation. All those things, mentioning that to a high schooler, they kind of get this sense of, oh, you kind of understand what's out there. You're not just stuck teaching and forever, and you're young and you kind of know what's going on. You just came from this, so you know what's going on. I've had and that's not saying that young people kind of know what's going on there. Everybody knows what's going on there, but applying that with your teaching, with your applying that in your content, making it more, how do you say, contextual in a way that matters for them, that's what kind of gets them motivated. And unfortunately, you can't call everyday grunt work because there are tests, there are assessments that you need to pass. Um, and I guess that's for a talk for another day. To keep them motivated, open their eyes up that this is important. You need this because you will not be hired if you decide to just poop on the floor, Okay, good. Also, the person I subbed for was apparently just me. He had a Game Boy collection. He was into Harry Potter stuff, and he looked like a gamer. And by that, he had a gaming headset. And I was like, I like video games. So he was basically like me. They didn't really have a different teacher besides he knew a lot more math than I did. I would say I know this much more math, or this much math. He knows this much more math, and past that wall around the earth, and then over here, that much math. I'm still sick. I'm done being sick. I'm tired of being sick. I just got my fiance sick. She's done. We're gonna go watch a movie now and be all cute because it's Valentine's time, baby. Secret. We're having a party tomorrow. Well, she knows about that, but I really hope she doesn't see this video. I'm gonna go get the new TV, and then she's gonna be very surprised that we have a new TV, and then friends are coming over, but she knows that. But I'm gonna decorate the place. Okay. Bye bye.